Episode 204. Another one bites the dust. Ysayle was always an interesting inclusion in the story to me, just because she's a former enemy turned ally, tentatively anyway, and all the friction that she has with Justinian for obvious reasons kind of brings out a lot in both sides. Of course, they're kind of enemies throughout the entire thing, but there are moments just throughout the journey you can kind of see them sort of getting along, or at least respecting each other. The ways that they kind of change each other or challenge each other's beliefs. With Alfie as the outsider acting as the mediator or whatever. There's a neat little section, that journey up to Heavensward. And then Ysayle dies in the same expansion, only sticking around for the patch quests of A Realm Reborn and this expansion. But she kind of has lasting consequences, or rather lasting effects on the story. Just in all the people that remember her, I think. In the grand scope of things, where there are 6+ expansions now in the story, there are times where I still kind of forget about Ysayle's involvement, but reliving it here another time, it feels like this was almost a different time. I mean, obviously it was almost a decade ago, but looking at the characters now and where they are in present time, just kind of feels like this is one of those foundational moments or something. Does everyone else feel the same? Though we walked opposing paths, Iceheart was a worthy woman. Her deeds will not soon be forgotten. He would have said something completely different at the start of this story. Feels like he's changed a lot already. The echo is a gift and a burden both, as you know only too well. Ysayle, I cannot believe she is gone. Everyone's kind of looking in different directions. Just kind of thinking about it. Don't want to meet eyes with anyone else. Meant to talk to Biggs and Wedge. Ooh, I don't know about you, but I'm glad to be back on solid ground, even if said ground is floating in the sky. When that Imperial battleship appeared, I honestly thought we were finished. And we would have been, had your friend not arrived when she did. 12 grant her mercy. Brief though our time together was, Ysayle was a true friend. A gentle soul who fought for her beliefs. She would have made a fine scion. I'm not sure if it's like rose-tinted glasses saying that, but she was still kind of the leader of the heretics, and I don't know, seemed like she was an instigator in the war too. Not to talk ill of the dead, but I guess it's just a different path that she was walking on, trying to bring about peace, believing in her own place. Maybe it could have been different. Maybe any of the scions could have been different if they lived the life that she lived. What is a scion but one who fights for our cause? Our hope survived thanks to her sacrifice. Let that be enough. But I cannot help but wonder, how came she to know of our presence here? That's a good point. From Racefelger, I would wager. They will have felt my channeling of the Eye's power. It would seem that they were able to make peace with one another in the end. She gave her life because she believed in us. We owe it to her to see our mission through. See that dome-like structure further in? Let's make our way there. Damn, I missed what Biggs and Wedge had to say. I hate it. They probably would have talked about the battle, I assume, not specifically Ysayle. Or maybe expressed surprise at seeing Shiva do battle with that huge airship. And lo and behold, there's an aetherite. There's always gotta be an aetherite, right? This is like ancient technology or something. Kind of strange design for an airport or whatever. Skyport? What do you call this kind of thing? They just call it the Alpha Quadrant, or the Helix, or whatever. Doesn't matter. Sorry we skipped your dialogue. Crikey, this place is like something out of my dreams. It's still active, all of it. I sense an ominous presence. Heavy though our hearts may be, we must forge on, in the name of those we have lost. I feel like that's a recurring phrase. Sid is right. We owe it to his sail to see the mission through. I guess we'll just focus on that. The Isle Sentinels don't seem to frequent this area. We should be safe here. Let's talk strategy, shall we? Hopefully this doesn't launch into a cutscene. Alright, good. And we're starting to gather aether currents already. Speaking of, there are none in the area. I did kind of remember this, as he saw is kind of special when it comes to aether currents. No, we can't even see it here. Well, okay, I guess it happens after we get our first aether current. We'll talk about it after the mission, I guess. First of all, in the interest of efficiency, I suggest we make this place our base camp. We can coordinate the search for the Archbishop from here. I have no objections. Now that we stand upon Azizah, I am struck by the vastness of the Isle. We must needs be methodical if we are to find our quarry. Good. Now, unless I'm mistaken, this used to be an airship landing, and a major one at that. From what I know of Allegan design, there should be a terminal nearby that's linked to the Isle's operational heart. If we can find such a terminal, we should be able to learn something of the Archbishop's whereabouts. Let's split up and look for it. This kind of looks like it, but it's not it. The terminal is unresponsive. This terminal has long since ceased to function. Search for another. You too, don't just stand here. This place is an engineer's playground. If I had the time, I'd be going over it with a bleeding magnifying glass. The Empire borrowed most of its technology from Allegan relics. If we can find the terminal, I reckon we can operate it. Just want to find all of the NPCs. Get all of their flavor. Alas, I have found naught of use. To think that such a massive structure has been floating above our heads for all these millennia, it beggars belief. I don't think there are any terminals in this open space, Komori. I dare say this landing could accommodate even a Ragnarok class vessel. Remarkable. What exactly is a Ragnarok class vessel? How big is that? Ragnarok, wasn't that like something that we talked about during the whole Bahamut raid or something? A lot of these things, again, similar to the Bahamut raid, this egg and this sphere and that cube, they're part of that one really hard boss to solo, if you're not like overleveled or whatever. Not super overleveled. At least it was tough when I fought it. Obviously similar because it's all elegant design and whatnot. This ominous presence, to whom does it belong? Ominous music too. Machines are beyond my ken. I shall leave it to the others to find this terminal. But more concerned to me are the dragons I sense nearby. He is looking in this direction, towards this island over here. Or here? Somewhere around this area. We'll see what he's looking at soon enough. First we ought to find his terminal. Sorry, we couldn't find anything. Nothing? Damn it. There's just this terminal then, but it doesn't respond to anything I do. Any bright ideas, Wedge? Wedge? He was here just a moment ago. Oh, don't tell me he's wandered off. I'm sorry, Gomoy. But could you help me search for him? Absent-minded as he is, I worry that he strayed beyond the landing area, and made friends with the local sentinels. The layout of XIV, I kind of remember. Just like the general, but the finer details are kind of lost on me. Didn't exactly hang around here for too long, after I finished the story. Ow. Wedge, are you alright? I'm fine, Chief. I just tripped, that's all. Fool of a Lalafell, what were you thinking, coming here on your own? Death by overwork is one thing, death by stupidity is quite another. I'm sorry, Chief, but I think I found something. What is this? The wreck of a sentinel. This is no wreck, Chief. She's still operational. See? Initiating. Performing diagnostics. Diagnostics complete. To proceed, please agree to the terms and conditions of use. Alright, carefully read over that, Komoe. No, wait. I don't think she's still at the reading comprehension level to understand all of that technical jargon. Sure, just pretend you read it. Thank you. To register as a user, please state your name. I'm Wedge, and that there is Komoe. Don't give it our real names. User registration complete. Welcome to XIV, Master Wedge and Mistress Komoe. I am guidance node GLI. Would that be G with L50? Yeah. G51. Where'd everyone else go? Oh, Ishtola's still there. No, Dark Node went back this way. This device serves as an aetherite, yet it is not made of crystal. Really? I couldn't tell. What makes you say it's not made of crystal? It looks like crystal to me. To think that the Elegans could emulate the properties of so fundamental a substance. Kinda looks like a band shell, this. Like a really big one. No, nothing at all. Sorry, Ishtola, we're done searching. Guess you didn't see all of that. I guess in the first place, having you search for this thing might not have been very... Well, could she tell what a terminal looks like based on ether? I don't know. I'm sorry, I promise to be more careful from now on. Greetings, Mistress Komoy. Is there something you wish to know? That fool of a Lalafell, always making us worry. And it's already gone and named the node. Can you believe it? This isn't quite what I had in mind, but it might just serve. Wedge, bring the node this way, would you? There's something I'd like to try. Oh, we're launching into a cutscene? Damn. I'm not dressed for it. I should have known. Node, I need a status report on this facility. Gilly, you have to do what the chief says. Yes, that's it. Good girl. Here we are. Not much of note. It appears someone recently reactivated Helix, which is this area. Reactivated, you say? By the Archbishop, I'd wager. I dare say he woke the place up when he used the Vanu's key. Are there any other people in the facility? If so, where? Let's see here. On the flagship, that's the central aisle, I'm seeing positive readings within the Aetherochemical Research Facility and the Fractal Continuum. And what have we here? Intruders detected in the Gamma Quadrant. Defense system engaged. Our Imperial friends, I suspect. I hope they enjoy the defense system. And what of the Archbishop and his cronies? What might offer an indication? How about this? Which area is currently consuming the most energy? Somewhere called Triad Control, inside the research facility. And what manner of place is that? It is, and I quote, a regulation facility for the Warring Triad test subjects, and that's all it says. The rest of the information is only accessible to users with consular privileges. I mislike the sound of this, which leads me to believe that it is indeed the place. I am inclined to agree with Y'shtola. Whatever it is that the Archbishop seeks, it is like to be there. That settles it then. Let's find a way to cross over to the flagship. Can we just take the airship? give us critical hit, so that we strike true on the matter. Well, this note turned out to be rather more useful than I suspected. You do not know how to operate the terminal. Truer words never spoken, eh, Komori? Gilly's a good girl. Isn't she a good girl? Or is it Jilly? I'm just going to assume Gilly for guidance, or whatever. A few years back, Wedge decided he wanted a dog, and when we said no, he sulked for a bleeding months. Fun little flavor. Oh, and all of these other shapes are now activated. Yeah, I guess this is how they fit in side quests, huh? Into the place with no people. Just a bunch of nodes. Among the other usual commodities. Well, we're not going to do all of that. Control node operational. Lay state query. Here it is. The what do you do here and what kind of place this is NPC. It's this cube. Processing. BB7 Helix Systems Management Node. Support for this node has been discontinued. Please upgrade to BB8 model or later. This would have been before Star Wars. I think. Pretty sure. Version 3.0 Version 3.0 operation software installed. Days ago. This software is intended solely for evaluation purposes. To purchase the full version, of course. Everyone's seen this, right? Well, we're not going to purchase the full version. Processing. Current location is Helix. Alpha Quadrant, as you saw. Primary destination for recent arrivals is the Chemical Research Facility, located on the flagship to the southeast. Please be advised that, in accordance with the terms and conditions of use, you and your party assume all risks of damages or injury, including deaths that you may sustain, should you enter restricted sectors. Okay. Not a very helpful cue. Don't know what we expected. I mean, I guess it told us some things. We talked to these guys? The Warring Triad. I somehow doubt they are amenable to negotiation. The Warring Triad puts me in mind of a tale from my childhood. It told of 3 gods locked in perpetual conflict. What in the Fury's name is that thing? What, the Sphere? You've never seen one of these, Astinian? I guess not. He probably doesn't, frequent elegant structures that much. These are all over the place in elegant places. Greetings, Mistress Komori. Is there something you wish to know? Nothing in particular. Determining a recommended location for routine inspection. Location determined. Oh, was that actually a real choice? I thought it would just be backing out. I didn't actually read the first 2. Just wanted to see the flavor, but I guess it was a real choice. Requesting access to the Chemical Research Facility. Access granted. Generating route. Route generated. Commencing guidance to the chosen destination. Please be aware that the designated route may take you to restricted sectors, and that the Isle's defense systems may attempt to terminate you. Be kindly reminded that, in accordance with the terms and conditions of use, you and your party assume all risk of damage or injury, including death, that may occur en route to your destination. Yeah, we already signed all the waivers. We just said nothing in particular, and now it's leading us towards our deaths. That's kind of just the experience of the Warrior of Light, isn't it? You don't really say anything, but people send you off to your deaths anyway. Promise me you'll take good care of Gilly. Don't let any harm come to her. First Maggie and now Gilly. Maybe we should have let him have that dog. Should you need to return to Ishgard for supplies, you can use that standard to signal for an Ironworks airship, just as before. When your business below is done, let our man at the airship landing know, and he'll ferry you back here to resume the mission. A good in-lore reason for you to get back to Ishgard or whatever without teleporting all the time, I guess. Though we know little of the node, we know still less of the facility at large. Let us see where it leads us. So we are to follow that thing? I shall leave it to you to deal with it. Okay, we barely know how to deal with it ourselves. Can the guidance node be trusted? I know not, but we have few other options. Let us see where it leads us. Komoy, Ishtola, Istinian, we four shall proceed to the research facility. Sid, the Excelsior is our sole means of escape. I mean, we have teleportation and flow, but I guess we're not going to use flow. Right, Ishtola? Pray remain here and have her ready to depart at a moment's notice. Understood. We'll see that she's prepared and ready to fly. If anything happens, just let me know via Link Pearl. Be on your guard, my friends. The enemy could be anywhere. So yeah, this place. No aether currents related to picking them up from just the area around you. And as we just got, there was one aether current from the main quest and another one in this next quest. They're actually all related to the main quest here. There's actually no way to avoid unlocking flying in Azzy's Law. We'll revisit that a little bit later. How do we actually, go about this place, sticking to the path? Like, what is the path? There might not actually be, a good path on these islands. It might just be wandering around corners or whatever. I guess there are these lampposts that are sort of like a path. Not really. We're just kind of headed in this direction, I guess. This is kind of a dirt road. It looks like it. Yeah, it just kind of heads off from this direction. Maybe the Elegants had some kind of ATVs or something that would park on this platform and then drive out this way. I don't know. Very roughshod path. These guys. This archetype I remember from Final Fantasy XIII. Oh, don't step in that. That doesn't look very good. I do remember you can fish in this though. Disgusting as it may be. And here is where the path ends, I guess. I don't know how to continue along a well-traveled path. I tend to try to stick to those whenever exploring a new area to just kind of see all the sites that are intended or whatever. But I guess we're just meant to go wherever we want here. I have the note has further instructions for us. We have scarce begun, and already it leads us to a dead end. You can just jump wherever you want, right, Estinian? That's what Dragoons do? Just jump up there yourself. I'm sure you could hop along on those flying weather balloons or whatever you would call them. If I'm not mistaken, this is some manner of teleportation device. You are currently within the Alpha Quadrant. First, you must use the nearby matter conduit to travel to the Beta Quadrant. Please wait a moment while I activate it. Conduit activated. You may travel to the Beta Quadrant at your leisure. I think before we do that, we will actually explore around this island, maybe like chart it out. Just to see what it looks like before we're done with the area. Because I think we are done with the area. No change. No change. I guess we're just meant to teleport. No, wait. There. Just gonna shove all of the exploration experience into this. Of course, there's gonna be a lot of places like that we can't explore until we can fly. Just exploring whatever we can explore on land while we can. We could, again, wait until we unlock flying to explore everything that's optional, but it would feel like we were missing out on something if we just do that all the time. Just a bunch of things that I don't know how to describe. It's a bunch of elegant spheres and structures and whatever. I'm sure there's all lore to it, but I don't really know what it's all for. I guess this Alpha Quadrant is used for the airship port, whatever they called it, the airship landing, and I guess communications, something about an engine, just based on the map. And over on this side, the cooling station. It's all just facilities, that's all I can describe it as. Even though I call it taking in the sights, there isn't really that much to see. There's like an upper level that we could get to. Don't really know how to get up there though. Oh, can we not go there? Oh, we can. Little clockwork spider. I like the way it folds up. Isn't really anything over here. I had no idea this location under the map existed. I don't think I've ever been here on my main character. It's not really a spoiler at this point, but you just kind of go straight through as you saw in the main story. From one place to the next without really sticking to one location for a while. I think it's mainly because there aren't really NPCs around, not really. It's just kind of an endgame area, that's all I can describe it as. This is the end of the map. There's no more because the map above us is blocking, like the map below, so it's just a dead end here. That's all there is down here. Kind of a weird section of the map. Just has a bunch of these spiders. And that's it. would like to teleport out of here, but these guys are aggroed on me. Think we're good now? Would it have been faster to walk back up rather than teleport? Not sure. We would have had to go like around this way and then back this way. It might have been faster actually. Oh well. I guess we're done exploring. Back to this. Really nothing to see in Alpha Quadrant. I can see why the node was so quick to get us out of here. What's down this way? Oh, that area. I guess there's fish here. That's all there is in Alpha Quadrant. Just a whole lot of nothing except for some weird five-eyed fish or something in this infected water. Let's get out of here. Do you know how to activate this? I guess you just press some random buttons. Or there's only the one button? Well, glad that didn't kill us all. It's been like several centuries since it was last maintained. Don't want to use an out-of-maintenance teleporter, but I guess it worked out. Good old Allegan design. Good for centuries. And now we're in Beta Quadrant? Yeah. And then there's Gamma Quadrant and Delta Quadrant. Very simple naming convention. That band shell really is huge. No wait, that's not the band shell, that's the airship landing. Right. Are you certain it is wise to trust this orb with our lives? No. No, it is not what it seems. From amidst the metal, I sense the gaze of a living being. Have care about it. Living? Really? Really? What does that mean? The matter conduit appears to operate on the same principle as the Aetherites. How remarkable that it should still function after all this time. According to my records, this conduit was last serviced approximately 5,014 years, 6 months, 11 days, 7 hours, and 13 minutes ago. Okay, a lot longer than I thought it was last maintained. That it should function without mishap may be described as a miracle. Yup. That is worrying. Exactly what I was worried about. Just going straight through with the Aether currents. Resuming guidance to the Aetherochemical Research Facility. Please follow me. This sector, the Beta Quadrant, is home to laboratories which produce chimerical life forms, for both military and household applications. Alright, that's different from Alpha Quadrant. We can see that Lamia over there. Our facility has been awarded 3-star certification for compliance with ASO 3000. The good behavior of the creatures born here is guaranteed. Please be warned, however, that millennia of neglect may have had an adverse effect on their disposition. For your own safety, please refrain from approaching the creatures. Right. Alright, you guys go that way. Komoi is going to go this way, just to fill out the map. I guess we're heading over here anyway, so it doesn't matter which way we go. Guess we'll start this way. We'll go along the quote-unquote intended path first, and then branch off and explore all of the nooks and crannies. On foot, as usual. Mainly want to go along this intended path to find any of our allies that are just along the way, if they are along the way. Get any of their flavor. I say the intended path, but there is no real rhyme or reason to where we're going. It's just a maze of caves and whatnot. I guess it's sort of like a zoo for the chimerical life forms, so it's just meant to be like chaotic nature or something. I guess there are structures like this dotting around, which have tree roots growing out of them for some reason. I guess they had like some trees inside the building and then they grew out of control outside of the building. There's that thing. What a sight to see, eh? Big red, glowing root thingy. Kind of reminds me of a Remnant 2 and Remnant 1, I guess. And now the Chimera is just a standard enemy that you find around. That's great. Those waters are red. With blood, maybe. Can you find fish there? Probably. Biomass incubation complexes. I guess you can go inside them. Can't say I remember them. Also some kind of crater with roots sticking out. And lo and behold, it's actually a lookout point. I guess you could drop down Dark Souls style and inspect them. Or get that lookout point. Whatever you would call it. Oh, we've seen this before. We've seen these during the Bahamut raids. They kept a bunch of like things in these. I guess these would be the biomass incubators. Right. Are we going up or down? It's hard to tell. It's about level with us. I guess a lot of the biomasses that were inside these incubators broke out. Probably. Still a little bit more to explore. Won't explore every corner of the island, just want to at least fill out the map. See the major areas or whatever. Guess we can go underground a bit. If you can call this underground when we're floating in the sky. More of these plant things. That kind of looks like a monitor from Halo. Well, there's the underground mapped out, I guess. I think. Guess we're going back above ground for this last area. Or are we? This might actually be out of reach. I guess we're just going towards the objective now. Done exploring. Can we drop and not die? Okay, we're fine. Can we get up? I hope we can. Please. Please. No. I'm gonna have to go around. Damn. Just a small detour, but still. Sophie Tribal is taking all of the aggro. Lucky us. Pet smart. They have fun with the naming in these. The orb is beginning to try my patience. The Alligans did not respect life. Brilliant as they were, I cannot bring myself to respect them. The area teems with chimerical creatures. Be on your guard. Unable to activate matter conduit. Energy shortage detected. Identifying cause. Cause identified. Unauthorized siphoning of energy by chimerical creatures. Locations: the recombination labs and the biomass incubation complex. Guess I should have gone here first after all. Oops. Time is short. Let us split up and eliminate the culprits. Komoi, pray dispatch the creatures in the recombination labs. The rest of us shall sweep the incubation complex. Take care and return hither when you are done. What, I don't get a partner? You three handle one place and I handle the other? I do actually want to see, like, their flavor dialogue. They should be, like, standing over here at the incubation center, right? How many players would have gone over here to see their dialogue? Probably a scant few percentage, if they are even here, which I assume they are. Cool, they're here. Oh my god, you're fighting that thing? I welcome the chance to limber up ahead of the battle to come. I mean, it's not tougher than any other chimera that's just out in the field, but because this guy was previously a boss, he seems pretty intimidating. He's also just like here for the purposes of Estinian or whatever, like all of these chimera are, other than the ones that we can target. It's neat that they added that in, just to dress up the set or whatever. And I guess then the other one would be Alfinode and Ishtola. Estinian handles one and the other two handle the rest. What has gotten into Alfinode all of a sudden? I can hold my own. Is he just that age? No. He's probably dealing with some feelings after his sale. I don't think he had the time to process it. Well, I guess we can explore the upper levels as we're making our way over to the quest. As you saw, is really yellow and green. That's like the dominant color here. It's good that it has like its own unique identity, yellow and green, but as far as areas go and like places that I like to look at in Final Fantasy XIV, as you saw, isn't high up on my list. This might have been a bad idea. Can we just... No. Can't exactly drop down. There might actually not be a good way down, other than over here. Would have gotten to Beta Quadrant a lot faster if I didn't actually wander around like I normally do. Well, I guess when we get to Gamma Quadrant, I'll just head straight over to the main quest and see if they actually let us continue to Delta Quadrant. Oh no, that's underground. I can't actually... No, going up was a mistake. They're not letting me drop down. Invisible wall. Gonna be quite a journey back there. Of course the party chose the place that was a lot closer to the teleporter. We have to go to the place that's really far away. This is like the third time I've gone down this particular stretch of hallway or whatever. I truly was not efficient on Beta Quadrant. How do you pronounce this? Empuse? Empuse? Gonna assume Empuse. Alright, where are we going? Up above? Okay, we are level with it. Here it is, the recombination labs. Doesn't look like a lab. Kill it. This too. Maybe you should have saved the drill for the bigger guy. Oh, there's more. Guess I shouldn't have used all my resources. There's one over there. And here. Damn. Targeted the wrong one. Now we gotta deal with this thing. Or maybe we can get away from it. It's trying to go around their aggro cone. Oh wait, we still have to do this for the quest. Die. Gotta love that drill, especially with Recombine or whatever it's called. Reassembly. No, did it go back? Damn it. We were just out of range even though we were fighting it. That's a lot of damage lost. I mean, we'll get it back in an instant, but still. And we have to fight all of these things again. Great, it's my own fault. For thinking it was over before it was. Ah, where is this guy? Die for real this time. And one more? No, we're done. I guess we have this now. When did we unlock that? I guess it's not tied to a quest. Dismantle. We got it at level 62 a while ago. Basically just for lowering damage dealt. It's kind of one of the only things that... Well, one of the things that only machinist gets. Dancer and Archer don't really get an equivalent to this. They kind of get their own things. It's not a very exciting ability, but it is something. It changes up how you play whenever you're playing with like a tank that's gonna get hit by a tank buster or something, so... Or just in general when the boss is gonna do a big attack, you can just lower their DPS in addition to shielding your teammates. I guess it's some decent utility. Alright, we wrapped up Beta Quadrant. As slow as I was. Machines are not to be trusted. Least of all those I can think. Alfie Note has come far. Master Louis Swan would be proud. I guess he has kind of changed, I mean, a lot obviously, from how he was in A Realm Reborn. The Crystal Braves, adventuring with Cecile and Estinian, kind of losing some teammates, kind of grew into his own, hasn't he? The new look helps a lot with that, I think. While facing the chimerical creatures, I had a moment of inspiration. I feel I've obtained a better affinity with arcane entities. He's kind of been talking about that with Matoya and just in general. And he had that black carbuncle during the dungeon, the Great Google Library. I guess he is kind of like progressing in that sense. Where is it leading to? Can't really say. Energy restored to the conduit. Please wait a moment while I activate it. Conduit activated. You may travel to the Gamma Quadrant at your leisure. Please get us out of here. No new dialogue. It really is just one big button, huh? The big sphere thing. That is the button, right? And what have we got in Gamma Quadrant? It's Guardians. Guardians on Gamma Quadrant. So the Guardians managed to land. Repairs on the vessel appear to be well underway. I doubt that they will leave anytime soon, however. Nay, they will remain here long after they have stripped the Isle of all its secrets. Whether or not they mean to linger, their presence here and now is an unwelcome complication. Indeed, let us avoid confrontations unless absolutely needful. Oh, that's the end of the mission? I would have, well, whatever. We wanted the cutscene in that outfit, so... I guess I could decline and then... Yeah, let's just do that quickly. I want the experience. And back to this. So that's what happens to, what is this called again? The Agrius, I think? It just kind of gets moored here permanently, at least as far as I can remember. Right? Maybe? I think so. I don't think it moves in the story, just because it has to be here for, well, just for the map, for Azzy's Law. So all of that build up for this huge airship that the Guardians are creating to replace that one other airship that they had back in lore in 1.0, it just kind of sits here in As Law. And we're just going to sit here too, for a moment, fondly regarding its design. Now would be a good time to take a break.